everyone. Welcome to the second part of chord rules. In the first part, we have seen three rules. The first rule was related to the information rule, that is, the data is to be kept in columns in the table. Second was you can access either a data collectively or selectively. Third was there should be a provision of null values, as well as you should be able to handle null values in different functions. Fourth is based on data dictionary. Now this rule says that every RDBMS must support a online catalog, which is also known as metadata. And the role of metadata or data dictionary is to keep all the information of the RDBMS in the form of tables only. In other words, it means that whatever information Oracle keeps in the database, it is kept in the form of tables only. So it means that there are two types of tables in RDBMS. Number one, user created tables that you create for your project or your practice. And second type of tables are internal tables, which are called as data dictionary tables. So have a look at them. Now you can see this user, show user, you can see user is HR. Now if you see the list of tables, select star from tab. Now you can see the list of the tables. Now, as you know, when you type select star from, so after from you give the name of the table. So tab is actually the name of the table. But here you will not find any name with the name tab. So how you are able to select it? It means this tab is some internal table which is not visible in the list, but still you can select it. So tab is a data dictionary table. Similarly, select star from cat. So again, what you can see, the list does not contain any table with the name cat, but still you can select it. So cat is also a data dictionary table. So tab is a data dictionary table, cat is a data dictionary table. Similarly, there is one table, select star from all underscore users. Now you can see that there is no table named all underscore users, but still you can select it. So what is this all underscore users? It is again a data dictionary table. So there are thousands of tables which are present in the data dictionary, and most of them are for the use of DBA, who use them in his or her day-to-day operations in order to tune the system or some kind of maintenance or else. So there are a number of tables, but they are not visible in normal user. But if you try to connect it, for example, let us see this user. Now the name of the user is sys. Now sys user is a DBA user. Now if you log in with this user and you see the list of the tables, select star from tab. Now what you can see the list of more than 3000 tables. So all these 3000 tables or views which you are seeing are data dictionary tables. So our table all underscore users, cat, tab, they all are in this list only. But you will, when you log in with normal user like this, show user HR, and you do select star from tab, select star from tab, they are not visible. So now you can see there are around 3600 something data dictionary tables. So and their names start sometimes with underscore, sometimes with DBA, sometimes with V dollar, A dollar, underscore, as you can see. So all these are data dictionary tables or views. Is this thing clear? So as per rule number 4, every RDBMS should have support of data dictionary tables, and these tables contains database engine information. Okay, now it's a very simple rule. Rule number 5, comprehensive data sub-language rule. What you can say is that SQL is because of this rule. This rule says that every RDBMS should support a language. For example, Oracle supports PLSQL. So because of this rule, we have DDL, DML, DCL, and PLSQL. Okay. Now move on to next rule. Next rule is view updating rule. Now, as per this rule, every RDBMS should support certain kind of rules, and these views should also support same type of DML as in case of direct tables. Now, you will be able to understand with the help of an example. What is a view? So first of all, let us understand what is a view. Let us take the case of again same table. Select star from student. You can see this table. Make sure that you have created this table, or you can use any other table which has a numeric column. Now suppose you have to write a query again and again like this. Select star, select balance, select let us take name, comma city, comma balance, comma balance plus 500, comma balance plus 1000 from student. Now suppose you have to write this query again and again. So it is little bit tedious to write this query again and again. So what you want to create a shortcut of this query. So basically view is a shortcut of any other query or alias of a query. So what you will do, very simple, it is very easy to create. What you will type, create view. You can give it any name, test view. As now you give the query. Select, suppose let us take roll number, comma name, comma balance, comma city. Now suppose this is the query, city from student. What you can see, view created. Now if you see the list of the table, select star from tab. So what you can see, test view. What you can see, a view has been created with the name test view. In most of the names, you can see table word, tab type is table, 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 but here in this case tab type is view. So this view has been created with this query. Now what is the benefit of this? The benefit is simple. Whenever you want to run that query, you have to just type select star from test view and see that query has been executed. Is this thing clear? So a view is a alias for a query. So actually what happens when you type select star from test view, the query which is stored inside this view is executed. And the query was select roll number, comma name, comma balance from student. So although it was a very simple query, but just to start with the views, I have taken this example. Now we will see the next part of view in the next video. Thank you very much. First try to do this, then move on to the third video.